Okay, so we got this horse out in single. I think he's just played up in the arena with a small cart on, a real tiny cart. Tried to run off with it. So what we've done is put him on a bigger one, and we got him out now. We'll go around the arena again. We've got that in this cart. I'm just showing you, he's going happy. This is a heavy cart. It's equivalent to a, it's not to hold him back, I'm not worried about that. I'll put him in any cart, but it's just to show you that he's willing to get on with it. We spoke about, you know, coming out the water up a slope when it's slippery and hard, and you know, can he do it? And he's doing it. I'm just driving him on a soft rein. Come over, darling, come over. There's good boy. There's good lad. Steady, steady, come over, steady. Just walk when you're told. So he needs a firm hand, not because you need to be a bully or speak to him sternly, but he's the type of horse that takes solace from, listen, do as you're told, let's get on with the job. If you're going to go round him like pussyfoot him round him, come on, steady boy, there's a good lad. No good. He's got no strength out of that. He needs to know the person that's driving him is strong. You know, so you can see him there playing away with his bit. His ears are pricked forward, his tail's off his quarters, and that's absolutely lovely. So I'm going to trot him on now. Trot! And I want him to jig, so I'm going to ask him to jig jog. Jig, 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 steady, steady, jig, jig. He's had a harsh bit in his mouth, that I do know, only by experience. How would I know? I've no way of proving it. But if I apply too much pressure to him, he will run off, or try to pull against the bit anyway. So if you look on the shafts, up where the tugs go, we've got two carabiners flopping and banging around, giving plenty of noise. Trot. Now jig, 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 jig. So it's a little more than a walk, but a trot. Hey, jig, jig, trot. And go to the next gear, which is a trot. And then trot on. So this is a heavy cart, right? People will say to you, they'll tell you all sorts of weight it is. I know what weight it is because I weighed it. Also, we stripped this cart to make it lighter, so it's all alley checker plate all over it. No heavy marine ply or buffalo board on it. It's all done in alley. Cut the weight right down. So she's weighing out about, steady baby, good boy. So it's weighing out about 400. Now that's a pairs vehicle, 420 a pairs, horse pairs. But obviously, you know, this horse can pull this with ease. He's not sweating, he's not blowing, he's not doing anything. And we've come this way down into the village because we've got a couple of free hills to go down and go up. So you can see that he's doing it with ease, not with stress or slipping and sliding because he can't pull the weight. He's just skipping along with it lovely. And if I asked him now to hold it going downhill, steady my little boy, steady, yes you are my baby, steady. And you see the traces slack and he's holding it at the walk on the bridging, can you see? Which is what I like to see because that's lovely, because when you need horse, you're going down into the water and he needs to hold you back because your brake's not doing anything, you're just sliding on the mud. And that's what you've got to look at. What weight is it then when it's pushing downhill? Come on, babe. That surprised him coming round the corner, but no real reaction. Yeah. Now I'll ask him again. A lot of midges about tonight. Come on, up. Well, they've never been away all over the winter. I've seen them. These white ones. But there he goes, picking it up nice. Now, whether he's the horse for you or not, that's not my decision. Yeah, that's not my decision, but I can drive him and Ree can drive him, you know, my other trainer. Been with me a little while now, and she can drive him no trouble at all. If I want to do an emergency stop, you know, for whatever, bear in mind this horse is wearing a piece of rubber. He's not wearing any old harsh bit. So that was nice there. He had his head turned to that side. I can't help that. That's where he's been yanked about. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that at all. But if I want to stop him now, I'll just say to him, right at the trot, I'll just say to him, whoa, stand still. Walk, walk. And he'll go away at the walk. But whether he's the horse for you or not, I don't know. I've got my doubts only from the point of view of your attitude and mine would be entirely different. And it's very hard to change the way you are. So I can do the horse, what you've asked me to do, he's now doing. He's leaving the yard with heavy vehicle, he's leaving the yard with a light vehicle. So, you know, I can't do more than what I've said to you. What you've asked me to do. I've got all these problems out of him, but you know, whether you can get on with him or not, because he's a bit complex. As I said to you the other night on the phone, he's a very, very sensitive horse. This horse will not stand shouting, screaming, hollering, pulling, whacking or anything like that. If you come over, baby, come over, darling boy, come over, darling boy, come over. There's a good lad. So he's just had a look at that little green bin there. That I'm not bothered about. That's fine. And as soon as I asked him to trot, he'll trot. Watch. Trot! Still a slack rein on him. I'm not holding him. Come over, baby. Good boy. Come over, darling. There's a good lad. When I first put him in, you know, when I very first, come round, darling, come round there, come round, baby. That's it, good boy. When I first put him in, you know, when he first come, he was like dangerous, no two ways about it. I could see what had happened. He'd been given far too much weight, brakes put on, did you see what I mean? And all that, so he'd been overfaced and he'd been beaten, in my opinion. What would I know? Only what experience tells me. But there's the horse going up the road. He's doing the job lovely. Go on, my baby boy, on you go. And if I asked him now, come on, up, canter. Slack rein, he ain't running away, his ears are pricked forward, he's not frightened, his tail's off his quarters. If I want to stop him, I just squeeze the reins back and tell him, whoa, whoa. Stand still, baby. On his stand. Walk, walk. Good boy. And when I ask him to walk, he'll walk. He won't go away at the trot. He's not upset by it. He's not snorting and blowing. But whether he's the horse for you or not, only you can decide that. But he's ready for someone who can manage him. That's no disrespect to you because you're a lady in any way, shape or form. I'm just saying people are different around them. My attitude to horses is firmness but kindness. You will never teach any horse anything by hitting it. You'll never teach any horse anything by hitting it, beating it, pushing it, whacking it, shouting, screaming at it. You don't hear me shout and scream at it, and he'd go along here lovely. He was obviously knocked about, you know, so what I'm going to do now is just show you this, what we can do. Steady, steady, so you can see his ears back. I'm flicking the whip over him and I'm touching him with the whip, yeah, round his buttocks where you're not supposed to do it, under his tail, round his legs down below. Right, and I can just ask him now, steady. Just walk, my baby child. Come on, just walk. There's a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And a kind word reassures him, lovely. But you need both sides of the coin. So when he does something wrong, he's got to be chastised, just like bringing up a child. It's no different at all, like bringing up a child. If you say it's 6 o'clock's bedtime, that's when they go to bed. If you say you don't leave the table till I give you permission, that's what they've got to do. But it's your job, and me as a trainer, to make, hey, walk when you're told. So you hear me change the tone of my voice then? I told him to walk and he weren't walking, was he? So then I'll say to him, walk. So I've done all I can. What concerns me now is this, the horse for you. The only person who can make that decision is you. So, well, that's it really. I've nothing else to say. So you've seen me canter him. Mustn't canter him on the road. I've never heard anything so stupid in all my life as that old chestnut. If horse is shod properly and there's a bit of hoof left and his feet are wet every day, so his feet remain rubbery and soft and pliable, the actual hoof wall I'm talking about. If you think about it for 2 minutes, I mean, people are just say some silly things, but if you think about it for 2 minutes, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you go and turn your horse out from the livery yard, you put a couple of big rugs on him to keep him warm, and you turn him out on frosty morning. The ground's rock hard. The first thing the horse does is run, buck, kick, jump, leap, yeah? And that's going over rough ground with walk when you're told. I'll change the tone of my voice, and he does what he's told. But he's not shaking with fear. And look at him dribbling, look at his lovely mouth. And he's only got a piece of soft rubber in. He ain't got no one of your Liverpool bits with a curb chain on and wrenching and hurting his little mouth. He ain't got that. He's doing it because I'm asking him to do it, not because I'm forcing him or anything at all. And if I've got any, there's no secrets in my training, it's just common sense to me. You see like people in the top of the driving world, and there they are, they've got the reins on the bottom slot on a Liverpool, they've got nowhere else to go, and they're standing up there wrenching their heads off. You see him do it on the, you know, going round in a thing and pulling their heads off. Well, the best thing you can do is that there, your wrist out and there represents horse's jaw pretty well. Yeah, pretty well. Oh, there's a car here. I was going to cross over that slow sign, then the car come up real quiet. Must be one of them electric vans. So, yeah, he got him on the bottom slot, and there he is, leaning up in the seat, pushing against the dash, pushing against the footboard, pulling back with all his might on their mouths. Well, you want to put it up your wrist as I've just shown you, with your thumb up in the air like that. Put the bit there and the curb chain under, and just with 2 fingers give it a twist, it make you cry. So people that say to me it don't inflict pain, sure it inflicts pain. My bits that I use, and I drive everything in them, stallions, whatever, and I don't mean this, and I sound an arrogant man, I don't mean to sound like that, I just find it so frustrating that these dear little animals, these dear little children that we're the privilege to drive and look after and care for, you know, to do anything for you, like this horse, anything. And he's been abused. He's been to hell and back, this dear little fella, and he's going along with his old ears rubbery, prick forward, tail off his quarters. He's not uptight, he's not frightened, he's not anything. And when I asked him to get on, trot, he'll go to trot, and when I asked him to trot on, trot on. I'll just say to him now, steady, steady, steady. Look at the noise them shafts are making. See them swinging around there, banging up the side, making a lot of noise. He's not bothered, is he? Walk now. Walk when I tell you. Good boy. Going to go along on a slack rein just at the walk. And please don't tell me all that cart's way too heavy for him. If he's stressed in any way or anything like that, what you've got to understand, at the risk of repeating myself, when you're coming out the water or an obstacle on the side of a hill and they're pulling up, the best thing you can do is take the cart back down there with no horse and see if you can pull it up there. You'll pull it on the flat, you'll pull it across the grass on the flat, you try and pull it up there. So I'm trying to expose him to that colossal amount of weight that he will encounter when he's coming out the water or an obstacle on the slope, and he's got to pull it back up there. That's hard work. So he's got to experience that, otherwise when he goes into competition and he's confronted with that, he won't be able to deal with it. And these here horses, like a lot of horses coming out of Holland now for the job, you know, well, they've never seen hill in their life, have they? It's as flat as a billiard table. So you have to build them up to it, to the job slowly. This is really hard because we're going right up the bank, whoop, making it real hard to pull, and splashing the water and the muck and everything like that. Yeah, I'm walking through this one. Do as you're told now when I tell you. Come over. Come on, get in it. That's it. Now you can't blame horse not for doing it, you know, not for wanting to go in a paddle, because in his lifetime he'd have put his foot in the paddle, and because the water's dirty, they don't know how deep it is. But when I asked him to do it, he's doing it. That's the important thing. So he trusts me, and he's happy, you know, to do it for me. So, you know, that's lovely. See, what I've always said about horses, we take them out in the wild, right? People say, well, they should be in the field, you know. Shouldn't be in the field. What they should be is out in the countryside, and the only thing to stop them is a mountain, a swamp, a river, or a forest. Other than that, he should be able to go anywhere he likes. That's freedom. So he's, you know, he's having to get behind him and walking forward, isn't he? So, you know, he's always got a fresh bite of grass. You put him in a field and there he is grazing round it. And if people say, I'll pick mine up every day, well, don't tell me this, you know. That's definitely gone into the ground. And the grass, you know, it's obvious, isn't it, without being crude, you know. It's stained the ground. There's a stench to it. And what's it? And they eat all around it. Because we force them to by putting them in a field with a fence around it. Now I've got his head straight as we're going along. Yeah, I'm trying to work it to the right very slightly. If you look, you can see his head's not quite in line. He's coming over to the right where he was hanging to the left. That's quite skillful. I'm not saying how skillful I am. I'm saying it takes a bit of learning to do that without hurting them. Again, you know, with a nice soft rubber bit, which is what he's running in now. You know, what can't speak, can't lie. There he's doing the job, isn't he? And if all the horses I drive, I mean, please don't think I'm just saying, why do we put curb chains and great bits of metal? Of all the horses I drive them all in rubber, whether they're stallions up alongside mares, whether they're, you know, youngsters just starting their training, or horses that are older come in, horses that have run away and had accidents, and we retrain them. Whoa, 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 what you looking at? So there's a typical my little baby boy just saw some washing on the line. Oh, what's the matter with that? Who's that? So that's the type of thing, you know, that's his blood in him, like that. You know, and the more he does of this, and the more we keep him going, the more he travels, the more he sees when he's out on his own in single, then the better he'll be, obviously. I mean, look at him now, he's as good as gold. I can run him right over, stick his head in the hedge. I can go straight over this, we're coming up to it now. You know, he'll walk straight over it, he won't bother. See, like that, look. I ain't pushing him, no rain, but see that green thing there? That little bit there, little thing wrapped up, I don't know what it is. I think it's a make the compost sweat with it, you know, for that lady's garden. But I just asked him there to put his head in there. Look, put your head in there, get it knocked and move it along that edge. Look, you know, rubbing the edge with the carriage, and he's all right, you know. And all them things we'll do more and more. Now we've got him in single, now we've got him strong enough. People will say, oh, you know, is that carriage too heavy for him? Well, obviously not, is it? Because he's pulling it, he's perfectly happy, he's not puffing and blowing, he's not dripping, he ain't got his head down, he's not worn out. And we've done, all right, mate, and I think we've done 5-6 miles. I think that's, what's that? Yeah, 5-6 miles, nearly 6 miles, it's just under 6 miles. So we let him have a walk and a trot all the way, and let him just go along. And I'm going to show you something in a minute. Come on, baby boy. Whoa, darling child. Whoa, baby. That's good. You come back, babe. Come back. Come back. Ah, there's a good boy. Now, he's, you know, I've got to teach him to back it. Now, when I say teach him to back, he's had a severe bit in his mouth and he's been yanked and pulled back. Whoa, stand still when you're told. So we're having an argument now. We won't have an argument. I'll just tell him to stand still. That's what I want him to do. That's what he will do. But I won't smack him, hit him, jump off, kick him, bang him, do anything, scream and shout at him. Just tell him no, stand still when I tell you. And see his lovely mouth all soaked up, look. Yeah, you see all that? Look, lovely. There's a good boy. Now walk. And these are the hours we work. You see the car lights are coming on now. But we've had to go out with him, and you know, we can't keep to a timetable that we're going to be this, that or the other. We've got to come out here. So I've got a van coming down here now, the post van. What I'm going to do is just show you what trust I've got in my horse. There's the van coming here, right? And I'll just let them reins go like that, slack. Yeah. Steady, good boy, good boy, steady. Have a little squeeze here. Come back, darling. And when I say the pressure I'm putting on him, look, there's me 2 fingers, can you see, look? Okay, and if I want to stop him on a 6/10, you know, let alone slow him up, stop him, well, how much pressure can I exert with a thumb and forefinger? What can I do? And he's got a piece of rubber in his mouth. So all the nonsense that's talked about, keep a firm contact at all times, you must do that to hold on to your horse, all load of nonsense. There ain't nothing special about me, I'm just an ordinary fella that loves my job, and you know, that's it, the horse doing the job. Now, you might choose to take him home and put him in a Liverpool. That's your business. I'm not saying to you put him in rubber. All I'm saying to you, the horse don't need it. He's there. You know, he does everything you asked him to do. Well, that's it, really. That's all you want, isn't it? What else you want? What else are you entitled to ask him to do? He's got to be safe, confident and happy. And as soon as I say to him, trot, and he'll just go into a slow trot. You know, like a working trot, if you like. And we're on our way home, and he knows this is the way home, so I'm going to do something else for you, just to show you that he listens to me and me alone. You know, the driver, you know, if you've got it right, he'll listen to you. If you can drive. And I don't mean that with any disrespect to anybody. But no one wants to listen. Nobody. Come on. Up. No one wants to listen. So he knows this is home here, right? So, hey. Oh, we are. There's a nice thing coming up the road here. A big old thing on the back. Trailer, rattly trailer. I know this one. This is the one with a digger on it. You know, proper old noisy thing, you know. We'll come straight past here. Come over, baby. Good boy. Good lad. Big old steamroller on it. Yeah. I'll let him have a look at it as we go. Right. Canter. I'm with me 2 fingers. I just asked him to stop, yeah? Whoa. 2 fingers, can you see? Look. What else? What pressure can I use with them? Whoa, stand still. Stand still. That's it. Very good boy. Walk. And you go out to walk. And bear in mind, this is the first part, the first stage of his single training. And I've got horse here. Give me horse that no one's touched at 3-year-old. I don't mean January the 1st, I mean the horse's birthday. Give me a horse there that just had its feet trimmed, groomed, and it'll lead. Give me that, so you haven't got a load of other crap to undo that someone's done, or, you know, the way this horse has been treated is not, in my opinion, again, my opinion, he's certainly not been treated very well, and he's been bullied into doing things. So there's a good baby. Yes, you are, my darling boy. So this little fella now, without me asking him, you see him, look at the traces, look, just have a look. And I'm going to just put him through this little bit of water here. Come over, Dolly. Go straight through the paddle, look. So he wants to trot up here, you see. I don't want him to trot up here. Well, I don't mind, but I'm going to make him walk. Steady, babe. Just walk. Just walk. No, he won't fight me or argue with me. He'll go up there on the slack. Hey. So there he goes. Don't raise my voice, don't shout, don't scream at him, just check him, a little bit stronger voice, oi, that'll do. He knows he's done wrong, and there he's come back, nice and happy as anything, you know, just doing his job and walking up there. And that's a climb for a horse. Horse would sooner trot up, wouldn't he, a bloody hill than walk up it, sure he would. So, yeah, that's him, like, he's proper. Nice horse this is, you know, oi, that'll do. I'll change the tone of my voice then, just check him, tell him I'm not happy with that, you do what I asked you to do, not what I tell you, but what I asked you to do. We got to be a partnership, me and him, yeah. Now we was a three-way partnership up till now, because he had another horse there, the other horse was more advanced than this one, so he'd be going on doing his job, and he'd take this one up the road on my behalf, you know what I mean, if you like, and, you know, let him get fit, let him get strong enough to do this job. You know, that type of thing. So he's just lovely, going to stay on the move, he ain't going to break pace, he'll keep moving at the same pace. Another nice thing. And all joking aside, I mean, I don't want to be a crude man, but see that stowel leaving him, is nice, you know, it's rolling out of him in, you know, in nuggets, balls, whatever you like, and that's lovely, you know, that shows you there that the horse ain't, if he was stressed he'd be a bit wetter, you know, but he's coming out just nice. I'm really pleased with him. I mean, we've had our challenges, don't worry about that, and plenty of them. He's argued with me every inch of the way, he's gone, I ain't doing that, I've been there before, that hurts, I'm not doing that, you're going to hit me, you're going to do this, you're going to do... It takes a long time to get them to believe in you and trust you. Now this horse trusts me implicitly. The only time he'll stick his ear holes back, right, if he's not sure of something, and he'll ask me a question. You know, if you can read horse and understand the body language, he'll ask me a question, he'll say, you sure, you seen this, Dad? Have a look at this, Dad, look. You know, big old thing, lorry coming or something like that. And most of the time I wouldn't say a word, right, but just with me fingers, you know, I'd see me work my little finger, you know, like, you know, my mate with me, who trains horses with me all the time, he's young and learning, and says all the time your little finger's going. Well, I'm talking to the horse through my little finger. Like now, for instance, I'm just, you know, just tickling his mouth, making his mouth softer than what it even is now. And don't forget, steady babe, no, just walk. And don't forget, see him walking up here, he wants to trot, I've asked him to walk, look at the powerhouse in his quarters, just look at his quarters, look at him going to work, take this up there, right, And that's what it's all about. You know, is the trust between, and that'll build up. And then what I'll do, my mate Ree will step in and start doing all the driving. I'll be there by the side, you know, being her footman if you like, or whatever you want to call it, navigator, whatever you want to say. I'll be whatever she's doing. I won't be filming, that's definite. Come over, babe. No, you wouldn't be able to watch it if I filmed. I'll get told off for filming wrong all the time. Trouble is, I don't look down the camera. I'm too interested in watching the horse, and I'll, you know, forget to look through the camera and watch the horse through the camera. You know, that's what I do wrong, basically. So I'm so pleased with this little fella, because he's been abused, he's been pushed, shoved. I mean, anyone with half a brain could see that. When you put the harness on him, he'd quiver. He didn't want it. He would, you know, oh no, this is horrible. Now he's enjoying it, and that's been bloody hard work. Hard work. A lot of time. Maybe I see now there's a little bit of soppy wet in the road. That's my horse. That's my little baby there. Right there is, that's him, right? Now you've seen him pass everything, do everything. A little patch of wet in the road, and he's like that. And he'll get back. You know, he'll get back. You know what I mean? He'll get back to himself all the way. You know, his confidence will grow in himself, and he'll go, oh no, that's all right. Dad said that's all right. But I don't want to keep saying that's all right. Don't worry. We're past that. We're going on now to make your own mind up. Come on. You make the decision, you know you can do it, get on and do it. So it's like a kid walking a tightrope, isn't it? Or doing a somersault on a trampoline. You can keep helping them and helping them and helping them, and with the harness on and everything. And one day they've got to do it on their own. Well, that's what this boy's at. He's just coming to that stage now where he's going to be on his own and learn on his own, and he'll make a good horse. Come round, my baby boy. Yes, you are, my darling child. Yes, you are, my darling baby. Dear, good boy. Now just stand still now. You say, why are you doing this? Because she's probably one of the most important things you can do. A very, very important thing. Stand still. So I've asked him to stand. I'd stand still. So I'll change the tone of my voice then, do you see? So he goes, come on, let's go in. I want my tea. I'm going to have something to eat. I'm going to have some of that lovely grub. You know, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to have a roll. You know. Well, he can't. He's got to do stand. What I asked him to do. Now, what he was doing, even in a pair, was pawing the ground now, lunging forward, smashing into the collar. So I think he was the one who broke the gate. That gate in front there, we just put that great big square of on it that you can see a plywood, because he smashed straight through it, or through the bottom rail, and knocked it all off. So we put that on there to strengthen it up. But so just say standing there like that. Now what I want to do is stand there and let these reins go, touch the dashboard. That's it there. Can you see? Stand still. So he went to move. My voice is enough to control him. He went to take a step forward. Then a blind man could see that with the horse, yeah? He went to take a step forward. Stand still. I'll let him off like that, nice and slack. See, that's magic. That's beautiful. Now, the other side of there is everything he wants out of life. He's going to get a nice pressure wash off, scraped off, blanket on, you know, drying blanket on. He's going to have all that. Stand! See, he went to move again. I just told him to stand. It's all right, Dad, I'll stand here. Don't make no sense to him, does it? There's his horses, his mates calling him, right? And he's still standing. Now, for this horse, what you've got to understand is, for this horse, he's climbed a mountain. Please, please believe what I'm telling you. This horse has climbed a mountain. To where he was when he come, to what he is now, is, well, no comparison. What I'd really like him to do is to stand still. He went to move again there. Could you see? I wish I could have you by my side there so you could see and feel the carriage just move very, very... Stand! And again there. See the traces just tighten a little bit. Stand. Yeah. So I'll just tell him now, this is stand still. You do. Now I'll bring him back that one step. I'm having that. Stand still. Put him on a slack rein. Again like that. Now his legs at rest. Now there ain't no horse in the world that's going to stand on 3 legs if it intends moving. Yeah? Stand. So all the time he's standing on his toe behind on 1 foot. That's lovely. He's telling me, okay Dad, I'll do what you want. I'll stand here. Now we've had arguments, fights. I've had to send him letters, texts, draw him a picture of what I want. But we've found a place where we're communicating and we're not doing it by jerking him in the mouth with a great lump of iron and a curb chain on. And I know all these driving societies and all that say you need a firm contact at all time and you need to do that. Why do you? How can I drive 1,000 horses on YouTube all with rubber bits in their mouths? The only time you'll ever see one on there that hasn't got a rubber bit, it'll have a cheek piece. That might be a Liverpool cheek piece, and there will be some very rare films on there which are done in a metal bit. And that's because the people have asked me to finish the horse off in a metal bit because, you know, they feel safer with a metal bit. I mean, I don't know, whatever reason. But most people that have horses broke here go on and use a rubber bit, no trouble at all. And then, of course, you get the people saying, oh no, you can't come to our show or something like that because you've not got a proper bit in. Well, you know, who decided it's a proper bit, a Liverpool bit? Who decided that? You know, I'd like to know why that is the case, you know, why do you need that? You know, we used to have a jointed snaffle, double ring snaffle, we'd have a straight snaffle, and when I was a little nipper and I couldn't afford a bit, I used to make them out of leather suitcase handles, you know, and briefcase handles and music case handles. I used to make them out of that. So there he is on 3 again, just standing, resting his leg behind, and he's standing quiet. He knows he's grabs the other side there, he knows the routine now. He's going to get pressure washed off, scraped down and put to bed. But he's standing there lovely, isn't he? And that's a lot of work, and people don't understand. Putting horse between the shelves is nothing. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. You know, that's not a problem at all. This is training horse. And this is why they say to me, oh no, I want a horse that's 10 years old that's been there and done it. I'll tell you, I'd sooner have one of mine at 3-4-year-old that I've trained that go anywhere, do anything, and as long as you keep it there, you know, as long as you keep it there and you keep the same rules and regulations he's got to have. So I mean, you know, by that I mean all it is doing exactly what I'm doing now. So if you come up to the gate when you're coming in and the horse goes to move, say no, just stand when I tell you. You're not going yet. When I tell you, you can go. Yeah? Okay, so he stood long enough here. I'm happy with that. He's standing quiet, you know. And now we're going to move into the yard. So I've got a cord here that I'll pull that opens the gate. You know, it's like they're quite rare, these automatic things, automatic gate opener. Stand, and even when the stand, and even when the gate's open, stand. It's a big torment for him, this is, tormenting him. But he's got to do it, because if he'll listen to me now, when it's a junction, yeah, when it's, you know, a roundabout you're approaching, when you can see a child running out in the road, when you can see a dog's gonna, whatever situation is, the horse will stand because you've asked him to. It's dead simple. It's not brain, you know, you ain't got to be a rocket scientist, have you, to see that it must work. There's the horse doing it, 1,000,000%. Standing on 3 legs, as you can just see, we've just shown you standing on the 3 legs. Well, it's not because I'm a genius, it's just a lot of bloody hard work. It's hard work and a lot of dedication, and you know, when you send them here, that's what you're paying for, is to get them to this standard. Now whether you can drive them thereafter, or anybody can, they can if they will listen, you know. And if they're not going to listen, then how can I possibly, I can't do any more. My job is to break horses, not train people. Stand. And that's as much as I want. I think this horse is a little Christian doing this. Lovely little boy, you know, doing what I ask. You baby boy, you good boy. Yes you are. See his old ears now, listen. You good boy. You a good boy, are you? Yes you are. Yes you are, my darling. Stand still, wait till I tell you. There's a good boy. Good boy. Right, now walk. Oh, my darling, stand still. Come back, babe, a little bit. That's my baby. Come back. There's a good boy. Now, why have I done that? Why have I... Whoa, stand. Why have I asked him to come back? Because that certainly don't make any sense to him. I said, look, oh, I've just stood at the gate for you. I've just done all that. I've stood on 3 legs. I've waited and I've been patient. Just tie me up, take this harness off and give me my tea. I said, no, I want you to walk a couple of steps back first. And he done it, didn't he? Didn't pull his head off. I ain't got a big Liverpool in there with a curb chain, half breaking his jaw. I told you what to do. Stick it up your arm there, like that. Turn your thumb up, put the bit there, the curb chain underneath, and give it a little turn. Make you bring tears to your eyes, seriously. And we ain't got no right to do it, and there's no need for it when they all stand there like that. And he's had his problems. He's been pushed about. Don't know. I'm only going what I believe. You know, the lady that owns him would have a good idea. Better than me, maybe. Right, walk. Walk. Come on, up you come. Whoa, my baby, stand. One more time. Come back, baby. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. And remember the big heavy cart? That's what he's just pushed back. Walk up. Oh, stand my baby child. Stand my baby. Yes you are a good boy. Yes you are. You stand still now, darling. There's my baby boy. Yes you are, you good boy. Yes, you lovely little child. Lovely little baby boy. You good boy. Just stand. Just stand. That's my boy. And I'll put the reins down there. Stand still. And see how much he knows the stable doors there. He knows where the food is. He knows everything. And even this old man here will get all this start and climb down slowly and come up here. Oh, baby, good lad, ain't you? Hey, my little boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. I'll just tie him on here. In training, so he'll have a neck collar, a bit like a dog collar, no different really. So he'll have his neck collar on, this thing here, and it's only loose around his neck, because now he's going to be undressed, you know, his harness is going to come off. Well, we don't want head collar here and all that thing, so he'll just have that, and he'll stand there, if you look at his leg there, perfectly content. Okay, here ended the 7th lesson.